Hey guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com, the one and only. And I done did it again one more time. What's good, guys? How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys is doing great. Hopefully you guys is doing amazing. You know me, I'm doing all right. Shout out to every single one of you guys that's here live with me. Today we're going to be looking at some job opportunities, see what's out there. Okay. And yeah, man, we want to go in and answer your questions, any topics you guys might have, any questions, right? Anything that you guys might have in mind, any topics, we could jump into that. Okay. So I'm going to get started by actually going in, starting with HTML. Okay. Searching for HTML. You know me, I'm a web developer. I focus on web development. And that's what we're going to be focusing in this live stream. Shout out to every single one of you guys that's here. Make sure you leave a message on the chat so I could give you a shout out. Okay, shout out to Miss Flames. All right, so let's get into it. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. So we're going to Indeed. Let's see what's going on in here. Let's see what jobs is out here that were listed today. Let's focus on the date. Okay, so here we go. Go to Shopify. All right, e-commerce growth manager. Shopify. Okay, let's see. Performance on our Shopify stores. All right. If you're the kind of person who sees opportunity, I can improve in that. Okay, very nice. All right. Drive grow through testing, optimizations, right? Run A/B testing, messaging, layouts, building landing pages, execute promotions, on site search, product discovery. Okay. Let me see, on product recommendations. All right. Okay. On weekly e-commerce performance. All right. So there's a good opportunity for some of you guys that's in the space of Shopify and looking to go and work at a company using Shopify if you already have experience. So this position is not going to be like a beginner position. You have to actually know what you're doing. Definitely, again, there's a couple of skills that go with this, with web development, but at the end of the day, you're gonna need to actually have worked at a Shopify store, basically, in a sense, because there's a lot of stuff in here that you wouldn't know unless you actually have done the job. So again, this is a great opportunity for some of you guys that's already Shopify developers and looking to grow and love e-commerce. All right. So let me see the next one. We have PHP developer, $60 to $75 an hour. This is in LA, so that's Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Let me see here. All right. Looking PHP, right? All the basic stuff from PHP. All right. Not bad. Again, $60, $75 an hour is an in-person position, full time. And I'm surprised because, in Louisiana, you might not find that many good jobs like this. Like, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of like Louisiana, Mississippi, what's the other one? Alabama, like all those states that's in that area of, to the left or to the west side of Florida. I never see like really good jobs there. So, I mean, that pay a lot, to be honest with you. But I guess they thirsty right now. They need a PHP developer. They're like, hey, we're going to pay some competitive price, competitive salary so they could compete with other markets. All right, cool. Let me see what else we have in here. Product specialist. This is like a web editor, right? Maintain the customer item database. Okay, inventory. Okay, so this is, in a sense, this is like a web, you know, what's the word? Content editor, right? Or web administrator type of position. Again, 45,000. That's like entry level. Let me see what else we have in here. Okay, QOA Casino. This is a marketing coordinator. All right. Let me see. Okay, creative graphics. This is more like in the marketing side of things. You got to have some design skills for this. Okay, Freeman Companies LLC. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Another position in the marketing space. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Again, we're looking for HTML so we can see everything that has to do with web development. So it's not just focusing on front end developer, back end developer, full stack. It's like, nah, I want to see everything that got listed today, what type of jobs it's out here and opportunities for some of you guys. By the way, for anybody that is watching this right now, make sure you leave a message in the chat, put a question, put a topic, and we'll get into that. I also want to let you guys know that yes, we have, codingphase.com right now. Come try it out the service. Literally $1 a day. It's very affordable. Pretty much $1 a day. You could save some money. Basically, pay 70 cents a day if you sign up for the yearly subscription. We have a lot of cool things coming up to codingphase.com right now. We're getting ready to launch this new career path which is for AI automations. There's a lot of opportunities within that space. And to be honest with you, AI automations is not that hard, right? It's very similar to web content editor, right? In a sense, because in reality, you're not coding anything from scratch. What you're doing is you're using tools to solve problems. All right. So for those of you guys that don't have a lot of technical skills as far as like coding, and you want to go into a space where you can say, well, let me try to get into this early on, and I could just use the skills that I have with problem solving. AI automations is a really good space for you guys, especially for those of you guys that are beginner in that space of HTML email developer, content editor, and AI automations. I think those three is going to be a great thing to have on your resume. Again, shout out to everybody that's in here. I see Idol Reyes. What's going on, my guy? Okay. By the way, I don't know if you guys seen that video that I posted. It's a YouTube short. Let me see if I open it up real quick. People probably was like, what's going on? This is a music channel now? Now, I wanted to show you guys, just a quick example of things that you could do with AI, right? And have fun with it, right? But again, to be honest with you, like this type of skill of using AI to generate videos, generate images can be used for so many different things, especially for advertisement. So right now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but TikTok is very big, right? TikTok is very big to get applications installed, to get people to find your applications, right? It could be a software as a service, a web-based, or it could be a mobile application. TikTok is like the #1 spot right now for you to start getting your customers. Now, this also works for anybody that does e-commerce. So the things that we're going to be focusing in this new AI automation career path is we're going to focus on how to set up the automations for businesses, right? So this video that I dropped, it's a fun video, okay? It's just for me to have fun and, we could all laugh about it, okay? But there's something powerful about this. Okay? That's your boy in New York. Right? So again, I'm just having fun with it. But to be honest with you, you could go in and really take this to the next level. For example, right now you might have a client, right? That client needs to sell products. Now, they might not have the budget to go in and hire a UGC creator, right? A user-generated, basically a content creator that creates the content for them to promote their products. You can set up the automations for that company. So you can come in and create a package. If you are a freelancer, if you're somebody who is looking to make some side income, there's a great opportunity with this, okay? So I'm giving you guys a couple of examples. You have advertisement, right? You have, content creator that you could go in and set up for a company. You have on top of that, basically, like SEO, right? Creating content for SEO at a scale, all right? So for example, like right now, if you have a client who is, let's say, a plumber, shout out to the plumbers, right? If you have a client that's a plumber, right? They need to rank at least in the top of the page of their local area. How do you do that? Do you go in and sit down and write a bunch of articles for them? No, you use AI and certain keywords to go in and generate that content. So you could do all of this programmatically, meaning that you create it, right? You create the template, you create the actual layout of how this is going to look. You might have a website on WordPress. You might have a website on, let's say, I don't know, Node.js, whatever you decide to build it on, right? You're going to have to create that content. How do you do that? How do you set up all of these APIs? And how do you humanize the content? Because you don't want the content to look like it was done with AI. You want the content to look real. So those are the things that we're going to be focusing on, that AI automations career path, just because right now is big, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm seeing a lot of people that I know that's making a killing. Like, really. Like, even for myself, sometimes I'll be like, bro, I don't even know why I'm doing this shit. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, I don't even know why I'll be doing this shit on Coding Phase, because it takes me so much work, right? But there's so many other ways that you could make money and you could do really good with just setting up automations or even solving problems for businesses. You know, for me, it's like, I feel like I do this because I love it. I enjoy helping people out. And at the same time, it's like, I've been doing this shit for almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're about to be, you know, in 2027, we're going to be 10 years doing this, right? So at that point, it's like, do we turn back and be like, yo, we leave out of here? We do a dreaded death where dreaded death just deleted the channel and kept it moving. Shout out to Dreaded Death. I seen him the other day on Instagram. He looked like he making money. He doing good out here. So shout out to him. For the people that worry, like, man, how's Dreaded Death? He good. He looked like he making bread. Okay, so shout out to him. But yeah, man. You know, it's like sometimes I'll be like, man, should I continue doing this? But I've been doing this for so long, man. Like, I really enjoy it. So again, shout out to everybody that's in here. Let me see. Eternal says, love from India. Shout out to my people from India. Nick, what's going on, my guy? So yeah, let's continue looking for some jobs over here. Let's see what else we have here. Again, this is going to show us everything that has to do with web development. I just want to do a little comb through you know, Indeed, to see what's out here, what's being listed for the day. Okay, customer success specialist. This is in Tampa. Let me see, marketing manager, marketing coordinator. There's a lot of opportunities in the space of marketing, guys. Especially, again, if you know how to use these tools. Like, for example, like, look at this, right? Optimize website content for SEO to improve search engine, right? Understanding how to look through Google Analytics, right? Managing the content using WordPress, right? Again, this is all the basic stuff of, like, you know, being able to edit a photo, Adobe Creative Suite. Like, this is nothing difficult. All of this stuff is very simple, very easy to do. But again, there's great opportunities, right? 50 to 55,000. Some of you guys might look down on that. But at the end of the day, a job is a job. And guess what? You can't get a high paying job without experience. Okay, there's just no way around it. All right. I saw somebody that left me a comment over here. Let me see if I find it. Give me a second. And this was a funny ass comment, because sometimes, I don't know in what world do people live in sometimes, right? Because, you know, someone comes in and says, hey man, you can make $120,000, $130,000. And there's always somebody who says, yeah, that's not enough. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, where do these people live? What reality do these people live, right? Where, you know, 130,000 is not enough for a job, right? You know, and I get it, right? We all want to make more money. We all want to go in and make as much money as possible. But the truth is that there's people right now living on $15 an hour, $20 an hour. Right? You go in and you make $50 an hour, $60 an hour, $70 an hour. That could change that person's life. Not to be rich, but to take care of their family and be comfortable. Now, if you want to ball out, guess what? You need to open up a business. Getting a job is not going to get you to ball out. I'm being honest with you guys. Okay? I be seeing people that they be like, man, this job is too low. This it's a job. The job is not to make you rich. Okay, this idea that some people think like, man, I'm gonna be a developer, I'm gonna be this person who's rich. Guys, there's a lot of people who are developers right now who are not rich. The majority of developers are not rich. they're getting by. Okay, there's a lot of people that have, you know, the, you know, life creep come up and basically, you know, eat up all their money. The rent is super expensive. There's a bunch of shit that's happening, and people really think that sometimes, like, you know, like people is just making some crazy amount of money. It's like, nah, bro, it's a job. It's a job. Like, you have to understand, you know, there's times that you're gonna make a lot of money in a job. Like, I seen somebody just the other day too, like on TikTok. I saw somebody talking about, yeah, they're making 800,000 with. I'm tired of people fucking selling dreams, bro. I'm tired of that shit. I don't know about you guys, right? I'm tired of all these motherfuckers that be coming in on social media selling dreams. Like, they'll go in, like, there was a guy, I don't want to say the person's name, but there was a guy talking about Salesforce marketing cloud on TikTok and talking about, like, yo, you could make 800,000. I'm like, bro, what the fuck you making 800,000? Like, sometimes people go in and they put themselves in you know, in their situation, right? Their work experience, their degrees, right? The amount of skills and years of experience that they have. And then they go in and tell a regular person who's just starting in this career and say, yo, bro, you can make 800,000. Bro, we need to stop selling fucking dreams. This is the reason why, you know, this idea of selling a course, selling a mastermind has become something that's negative, because people sell you dreams. And somebody comes in and says, man, I only got, you know, my last, let's say $10,000 on a credit card, man. Let me go and sign up for this boot camp. Let me sign up for this course. Let me sign up for this fucking mastermind. And these individuals, they have no remorse, right? They have no remorse, right? They'll be in their Lamborghini Urus. They'll be in their fucking, you know, their fucking, the Bentley Bentayga, right? Showing all this shit, all this quote unquote wealth that they're making. But what they're not being honest is they're fucking charging people an arm and a leg. Shit, I will be with a Bentley Bentayga in a Lamborghini Urus right now. If I go in, I say, you know what? I'm not helping nobody. I'm charging $8,000 if you want to come to Coding Phase. And there's people that's going to pay it. Because you go in and you get 100 people to pay it. Shit, you could get that fucking car now, right? But some of these individuals, they be selling fucking dreams on here. And it just, it waters down the whole fucking ecosystem. Because then now, even when you see somebody like myself who's actually trying to help people, you might connect me to that fucking guy, right? Or to that fucking girl selling cybersecurity and this, and that. All these fucking people make money from actually selling their fucking products to the fucking audience. They don't make that bread at a job. And I get it, right? And it's fine. It's like me. Like, I've done pretty well for myself. But you don't see me here flaunting shit to tell you, hey man, this is how you're going to be able to get a $200,000, $300,000 job. Why would I do that? I've never been able to understand that. And it pisses me off sometimes when I think about that, because then what happens is people have, you know, high expectations of what their career is going to be like on their start. And they don't understand, like, this guy got 10 years. This person came in at a time where the market was hot. And now they have experience. They got into this company, to this company, this company. That's not going to be the same story that you might have. They're selling you that dream, right? Of, yo, I'm here in the Lamborghini Urus. I'm here in my fucking, my Mercedes G-Wagon. And you over here gullible enough that you'll be like, yeah, man, let me sign up for the cybersecurity, bro, because they paying $300,000, $400,000. So now someone comes in like myself who's actually honest and telling you, hey, man, you're going to start here. And you're going to be able to get all of those things that you want. But you're going to have to build yourself up, build the experience, and get to that point. Continue to work hard to get there. It doesn't happen instantly. It don't matter if you pay me $10,000, $100,000. I can't go in and take you from being an Uber driver today and then tomorrow being at Google. The shit don't match. You can't buy your way in. You're going to have to go in and put in this work, right? And then what happens a lot of times with people, they have this crazy expectation, right? And then you'll see it. Let me see if I find it. I want to find this dude. He probably deleted. Because every time somebody goes in and leaves a dumb comment that they know don't make no sense, right? And I just respond to them and like, bro, a job is a job, bro. Like, dudes go in and be like, yo, I'm deleting it. I don't want to get exposed. Yeah, because sometimes they'll leave a comment and don't think like nobody's going to read it. Nah, bro, this is what you're thinking. $130,000 job. It's a good job. Is it going to make you rich? No. If you want to get rich, you need to build your own business. Everyone knows that. You're not going to get rich at a job. Unless you're like a complete rock star. Somebody essential to the industry. Like I give you an example, like Meta just gave like $100 million, right, to a couple of engineers to steal them from OpenAI. Those guys are rock stars. Those guys is not the guys that you're finding on, applying on LinkedIn. Those guys, people come to them. Okay? If you're one of those guys, yeah, you could get rich at a job. But a lot of the times, this idea that everyone's out here balling and eating granola and this is, bro, that shit is not reality. You get what I'm saying? That shit is a subset of like the whole industry. Now, if you are an extraordinary developer, engineer, right? You have a great background. Shit, you could go and get to those points, but you're trying to get a new job. You're trying to switch careers. And you're like, yeah, $130,000 in San Diego, man. After taxes is $90,000. And for me, I be thinking, I'm like, so how do somebody that goes in and work for $15 an hour or $20 an hour, how do they survive? How is it that somebody comes in and is making, let's say, $75,000, $80,000, and then after taxes, they keep in like 50? How do they survive? Right? So if you go in and you put this high expectation of what type of job you're going to get on your first job because you've seen one person do some shit, you're not them. Maybe you are. Good luck. But the majority of people, it's not that person. You got to have a certain drive. You got to have a certain background. It takes years to get to that point. People don't just hand out $300,000, $400,000 jobs like that. In the pandemic, there was a big surge because of everything that was happening. People were at home. Companies got extra money. When you have extra money as a business, you have to spend that money or you pay that money in taxes. That's what happened. They hire a bunch of people that wasn't even qualified a lot of times and hire them in major companies. And now those individuals are now coming to the real world and coming in and be like, whoa, man, I'm not taking a job unless it's, less than 180,000. Yeah, this is why you still live with your moms now. This is why you are living with roommates. This is why you are 6 months, 9 months, freaking almost a whole year without a job. You got to wake up. This is the real world. You got to get some bread out here. If you go in and you get a $80,000 job, $90,000 job, and you bring it in money, your savings and everything that you have, your 401k, is going to continue to grow or maintain, which allows you to then from there continue working and then going into the jobs that you want to get. But if you have this mentality of like, bro, $130,000, bro, in San Diego, that's too low. What are we talking about? A lot of, I'm talking to you guys, right? The guys that's watching this shit that is like, yeah, bro, if it's not 180,000, I want to see you survive in the real world because you live in a fucking la-la land, okay? $130,000 is a good job. I don't want to hear that, man, that shit is low. $130,000 as a single individual, that's good. Now, if you want to be living in downtown Manhattan, you want to live right there on Williamsburg, that's your problem. I was watching some dude on Twitter the other day that popped up on my video, and he's complaining. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know how people survive in New York City. I make $175,000. And then he starts listing out all the things that he spent his money on. His apartment is $6,000, right? That's problem number one. Okay, $6,000. The dude is spending $1,200 a month in Ubers, right? This person is going in, and every time that they go out is $100, $200, $300 every time that they go out. Bro, you trying to live a lifestyle that you can't really maintain. You shouldn't have a $6,000 apartment if you're not making $50,000 to fucking almost $100,000. Why would you go in and put yourself in that situation? $6,000 apartment? That don't make no sense at all. And if you're living with roommates and you're paying $3,000 each to go and live in this fucking loft with, y'all paying $12,000, all it takes is one of you guys to lose your job and now you in the streets. Now you fucked up your credit. Now all type of shit could happen to you. In New York City, there's people that's living right now paying $1,400 for an apartment. It's not the best apartment, right? It's a little bit further, but people is paying that money. Or even $2,000. $2,000 is reasonable in New York. You got a 3-bedroom apartment. You could live, let's say, on, Briarwood in New York. You could live in Hollis. You could live in somewhere in Corona. It's fine. It's a 30-minute ride. You don't need an Uber also too for every fucking thing that you do. Some of these people live in fucking La La Land. And then they go in and fast forward 10 years later when they pull the rug, because everybody in this industry, understand this, every developer has an expiration date. Every engineer, every person that works at any corporate company, you have an expiration date. If you don't save your money, you don't invest, when they pull the rug, it gets ugly. I've seen people lose everything. All right? And I could tell you right now, man, that's the thing that, it's the biggest problem, is because social media is selling people dreams. And only the social media influencers is making that type of bread. The regular folks is not making that bread like that. You know what I mean? That's why I love what I do here on this channel. As you can see, I come in here, I don't even try to do nothing bougie. I don't go in and I could set up a whole system. I could set up a whole fucking studio if I wanted to. I could go in and be like, yo, let me go and change and buy clothes every day so I could look nice and fresh for people. I could put in one of my fucking Rolexes on. I could put in my fucking, $60,000, $70,000 chain that I have. I could go in and put my diamond earrings on. I don't do none of that shit, right? I even go in and when I have my Mercedes, my convertible, I barely show that shit. I hate when people do that shit because it sells people the wrong idea. The reason why I got all this bread, the reason why I'm able to do everything, it's not just the job. It's everything that I did with the job and outside of the job. I basically work 2 times. I work in the morning, 9 to 5, as a regular developer. And when I come home, I go in and I start working on other things, which allow me to have the freedom that in 2017, I had over $300,000 saved up where I could take a risk and open up my own company, right? Once I go in and I create my own company, the level went up. The price went up on your boy. The salary that I pay myself, like it's nice when I go in, Coding Phase LLC pays Joe Santos Garcia. Boom. It's nice. But you have to understand, if I have bread at a different level than a lot of people, it's not just from the job. If I was to just stay on the job, I would be making like 150, 180. And, with 10 plus years, maybe if I wanted to, I could go to, Fang in one of these fucking companies. And I would have been capped out at 200 something. You know what I'm saying? But for me to go in and make millions, I have to go in and build a business, solve some problems. That's the part that a lot of these influencers don't show you. And then now, when you see them living this certain lifestyle, they go in and make you feel like whatever is being given to you is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough. It's like, shit, man, $130,000 in San Diego, that ain't nothing. If that's nothing for you, imagine the guy who's making, $20 an hour. How does he survive? You know what I'm saying? And it's all about, this concept of people trying to live a certain lifestyle that they just can't afford. You get what I'm saying? If I was to be one of these people that go in and be like, yo, I'm buying Gucci, Louis, I'll be broke right now. I don't do that. And you shouldn't do that. That shit is not for you to be spending bread like that. I've seen people. There's a guy, the guy, I forgot his name. There's another dude from TikTok. He's constantly buying Bottega and this is, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker don't know. Like all this shit he has, you have a good run in this industry. You could have a great run, a good 5-10 years. If you go in and you blow through that shit, it's a wrap. And then you might hit 40, 45, 50, and it might be harder for you to learn new skills. Believe it or not, it happens, right? And then from there, now you can't go in and keep up, or keep on doing all the shit that you used to do when you was younger. So if you blow through that money and you don't go and have savings or have the right mindset, you could basically come out and be like, yo, end up broke. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very careful with the things that you see here on social media, because it affects you, and it will go in and twist your mind to think like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be getting. It's like, no, you're supposed to get a job, right? And depending on the value and things that you do for that company, the company will compensate you accordingly. And the more experience that you have, other companies will go in and say, damn, he did a great job at this company. We need that guy. And now they'll pay you even more. But if you're trying to go in and compare yourself to somebody that has 10 years in the game because they sold you this dream that, hey, they're in a Lamborghini Urus and you could do it too, and you still don't get that the reason that they got the Lamborghini Urus is because of you and people like yourself, like, yeah, it's not from the job. That lifestyle is not from the job. The regular folks that work at companies, they're not moving like that. Social media could be a little bit dangerous. Shout out to Nick. Nick says, I'm going to hit you up for a one-on-one coaching call. The email you gave me. Thanks, bro. Yeah, hit me up, bro. I'm always open. Haduria says, yo, your song is fire. Thanks. Let me see. Reading through here. Game is 0. I hope you're going well. Could you please bump up your volume a bit? Bro, if I speak louder than this, I don't know. My shit is peaking. Y'all let me know if I'm peaking or I'm not peaking. Y'all let me know. I mean, I'm looking at the levels. If I speak louder than this, it's gonna peak, which is gonna make my voice sound like, yo, you hear that? If I speak louder than you're gonna you're gonna kill me, Game 0. Word. Talking facts, yes sir. Do you think AI will replace the content creators like yourself when it becomes indistinguishable from real content? To be honest with you, not really. What's gonna happen is, right, there's gonna be a bunch of content creators that they don't have the sauce. Like, let's say, for example, like I could sit down here and there's people that will sit down with me and watch this whole live stream for 2 hours, right? 2 hours straight, and we'll sit down, talk different topics and different things. You can't beat Joe, right? You can't beat Coding Face. AI cannot beat Joe and cannot beat Coding Face, right? Now, there's people that create content where they're reading through a script, right? They have perfect editing. They have a bunch of fucking shit behind the scenes that gets done from animation. All that shit could be fucking automated. All of that. It's the same thing from, a girl who does TikTok and all she does is take a picture like this and she pops her ass out, or, somebody that goes in and just creates a video about a dancing trend and this and that. All that shit could get automated. Now, what can get automated is the originator, right? The AI has to go in and follow who's the originator to then from there copy what they're doing. For me, like I'm not worried about no AI because I use AI, right? And I know how this shit works. And to be honest with you, is like there's something special. When you come in, you see your boy, there's something special about this. You're getting a real person, you're getting the real deal, real mannerism, you know what I mean? The real cadence. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. Okay? So for me, I'm not worried about that shit. Other YouTubers that are YouTubers, they gotta worry about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, I don't even consider myself like a content creator like that. I just do this shit because I enjoy it. But I'm really a business owner that's on YouTube. That's it. That's the difference, right? I'm like a guy who owns a power washing company and shows off his power washing. Is he a YouTuber or a business owner that's on YouTube? Now, if I'm creating just content and video, hey guys, today's new framework, that's a content creator. Anybody could go in and do that shit. That's why you see every day a new content creator pops up, right? Have you seen a Joe? Have you seen a coding face? I haven't seen it. I've been almost 10 years in this game. There isn't a Joe. There isn't somebody like me. There isn't somebody that focuses on the things that I focus on or do what I do. So AI, I ain't worried about AI. AI is gonna be AI. I'm gonna put her on Figueroa, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Nam Gupta. Let me see. What has happened to LinkedIn? What platform is the best to search for developer jobs? I would say I like Indeed. I mean, I don't know anything else outside of the US. I like Indeed. I like ZipRecruiter, right? I like Dice.com, right? LinkedIn is not for jobs. People always be like, oh, I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for networking. Right? LinkedIn is for networking, building a community. Like let's say you're an email developer, you could go in there on LinkedIn, bump into other email developers. When there's an opening, somebody can say, hey man, we're actually hiring at my company, and they could go in and give you a reference or connect you with somebody. But LinkedIn is not for you to get hired. I'll be honest. You might find like a recruiter that might find you in there, but LinkedIn is not really for getting hired. LinkedIn is like a place where people just fake it till they make it, and everybody's just there, kissing each other's ass. Like that's the truth, Like I've never seen the value of LinkedIn. Some people they swear by it, but I don't know. I'm not in that corporate world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in that corporate world where, it's like Bob goes in, Bob the CTO says, hey, how to make your workers work harder. Right? You know what I mean? Like, and then post that shit, and then a bunch of dweeps go in and give it a like and be like, yeah, because if you go in and you have a software that records everything that the user is doing on their screen, that will definitely keep them from wasting their time and wasting the company's time, right? And company's money. And then another dweeb comes in and goes like, yeah, because what we should be doing is not only recording, but when people go in and they move their mouse, and if they don't move their mouse or they take their hands out there the fucking mouse, we could just give them a little shock right in the back of the neck, and then you know what I mean? And get them back to work. And yeah, that's that world of LinkedIn. I'm not in that world, bro. But some people swear by it, right? If they they fucking enjoy that shit. I mean, it's a great place to network. You're gonna find a lot of people kissing ass. You're gonna find a lot of people faking it till they make it, and that's what you're gonna see on LinkedIn, right? For me, I like to go into where the job's at, right? Like who posted this? If you go to ZipRecruiter.com, LinkedIn, a lot of people will be like, "Whoa, there's ghost jobs." I don't believe in that shit. That shit costs money. When you go in and you post a job on LinkedIn, Dice.com, Indeed, all of these job boards, it costs you money. The company will have to be an idiot, or whoever works at the company will have to be an idiot to then from there actually go in and be like, hey, we're going to spend money, right, to post jobs to not hire nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be stupid. It will be a great tax write-off, but if the IRS finds out, it will be a different story. Okay? Reading through here. That's Real Game Joe speaking facts. They're a guy that did AI version of himself that went to jail. I don't know. Let me see. Reading through here, I am the man Gupta says, I started my coding channel in 2021. Remember you were on Free Code Camp giving advice to coding channels, been grinding, and I've been able to make a living off it in India. So thanks for that, man. Hey, I'm glad that you've done pretty well for yourself, right? And you've making some good money. Okay. What's your YouTube channel? I'll check it out. What is it? I am Naman Gupta. Is that the one? Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, to make bread. Yeah, I don't know. Put your channel. I'll check it out. Definitely see what you have in there. But yeah, man. Like I was saying, there's a lot of different type of jobs out here. It's just you got to go in and learn the right skills. I wish people would just be more realistic. And that's what I love about this community. Like, this is like the non bullshit community. Like, you're not going to find in here like those type of individuals, right? I always say this, like, I always wonder when I be seeing like those people, but I'm not taking this job because it's less than what I'm looking for. And I always wonder, like, how do these people survive? Right? Because if you got bills, you got shit that you got to pay, right? How do you go in and survive? And the truth is, a lot of these people are papi and mommy kids. And they'll be up to the 30, 32, 34 years old that when shit goes bad for them, they're happy taking their parents' money. They have a little trust fund. They have a little extra bread that comes in. The majority of us don't have that. We don't live in that world. That's why I don't follow those type of YouTubers. I don't follow those people. Once I get the vibe that you're a papi mommy kid and you don't live in the real world, I don't even watch it no more. I automatically go in. It's like, for example, I go in and I go like this. Let's say I'm going through content. Let's say, I don't know who this guy Dr. Fia is. Don't take it personal. But I just go in and say, yo, don't recommend this channel to me. I don't want to see this shit. Right? Like, if I say, I just don't like the papi mommy mentality, to be honest with you, because it does nothing for me. If I have to go in and watch you living this great lifestyle that I can't live because of the situations and the things that we both have differently, right? I don't want to watch that shit. I want to watch somebody that's in my own level, or somebody that already achieve a higher level and can go in and say, hey, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to learn. This is how you do these moves. I don't want to go in and watch somebody talking about, yeah, man, I got, like, there was, damn, I wish I could go in. If I had, like, if I was in the mood to get into some beef with people, I would just start putting fucking people's YouTube channels, like back in the days. You remember back in the days where I used to come in and be like, I'll fucking expose people, like, yo, here, this motherfucker talking about this and that. But there's like a guy, some dude that he has like a couple of, he always gets like 100, 200,000, 300,000 on his videos. He's pretty big, let's just say. But the dude is a papi and mommy kid, telling people like how to go in and how to work hard, how to be able to do this and that. It's like, bro, you're a papi mommy kid. You're born in the UK, raised in Brazil. From Brazil, you get sent to study in America, right? Then from there, you go into one of the best universities in Texas. From there, you end up doing an internship at Microsoft. From Microsoft, you end up doing Uber, at Uber, the company. And then from there, you go in and take a sabbatical year. You haven't even worked the whole fucking year yet. You take a sabbatical after you, like, I did a internship at Microsoft. I did an internship at Google, right? And then now, I'm going to take a year off to travel the world. Where you getting that bread from? You haven't even worked yet. And then now you come back in and you're on social media telling people, well, guys, this is how you work hard. This. It's like, I get it. They probably work hard. He work hard. But yeah, bro, you're a papi and mommy kid. Stop telling regular people like how to fucking move, how to do this and that. When you're a fucking poppy mommy kid. You know how difficult, how many, and again, he's an Indian dude, right? But you know how many Indians is out here struggling that don't even have enough to go to a good university in India, and you telling them how you being able to do this and that, and it's like, bro, you're a poppy and mommy kid. Born in the UK, raised in Brazil, get sent to the United States to study in the United States. Don't that shit sounds weird? You know how expensive it is to send somebody from Latin America to come and study in the United States? That's expensive. You got to pay 2 times as much. If the university costs $180,000, $200,000 a year, for the person that lives outside of the country, they got to pay $300,000, $400,000. And you're telling the regular dude is like, hey, bro, you just got to keep working hard. Nah, shut up. You're a poppy mommy kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that I'll be thinking about in my head. I'm like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy. Like, people they don't help nobody. When you tell somebody just keep working hard, you're not helping them. And when you're going in and you're showing off your fucking lifestyle without actually giving some real results for people, like, you ain't doing shit for nobody, bro, other than getting views. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Let me see. It's not too great. I'm still in high school, boy. It's good bread in India. Look, the manga just like, yeah, let me see. It's not too great. I'm still in high school, but it's good bread in India. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to my boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Put some oomph on that. You know what I mean? I got some good bread. You know, shout out to my Indians, man. Vai coding with Aman. Okay, Vai coding with Aman. I'll check it out. Oh man, let me check your channel out, my guy. That's dope. Young, good looking kid. Yeah, man. Go check out my boy, Naman, right? Comes from here, from the community. So we show him some love. Okay, continue doing what you gotta do. Make some bread. Okay, I love that. I love when I see the subscribers that come in and do what they have to do. And that's one thing, people, you know, we've had a little bumps with a couple of Indian subscribers, right? But people don't understand, like, I owe a lot to the Indian community, right? And you know why? Not from development, right? But when I first started, like, in the space of like, how do I make money online, right? The people that actually taught me how to make money online was all Indians, right? Because there's something that Indians have. They fucking take nothing and make it into something. And when it comes to online and online businesses, they know every single way to make money from India. And there's people that live a really good lifestyle out there just by making money online. And I learned a lot from them, you know, through blogs, through, you know, mostly blogs, I'll be honest with you. Blogs and a couple of YouTube channels, but mostly blogs, where they will go in and do tutorials on how to make money with Google AdSense, how to make money with affiliate links, right? Remember, I came from that world. I wasn't thinking about being a developer. I started first with looking, how do I work online, right? Doing that Google search back in the days. And all of that will give me a bunch of blogs from different Indian creators, right? And writers. And they will go in and explain how you make money with keywords, how to bring traffic to your website, how to do all of these things, right? So shout out to the Indians. I learned a lot from them. And that's one thing that I love about Indians, is like, they grind. You know, that's why somebody hit me up the other day too. And they said, man, you know, I'm living here in the UK, you know, and it's very hard for me to figure out, you know, how to make money and how to, you know, get a job here. And I go like, bro, there's an Indian right now making money from his house. What's your excuse? You're in a, let's say, first world country, right? And you have every fucking facility. You have electricity that's running. You have fucking great internet. You have a great computer. I've seen people in India programming on a phone and making shit happen. What's your excuse here in America? What's your excuse in Europe? You know, sometimes people be like, man, you know, the Indians are taking all the jobs. No, they're hustling. They're grinding. They're making shit happen. And there's people that's here that have the opportunities and don't even take it. You know what I mean? So it's really on you. So shout out to my boy Naman. Let me see. Yeah, Bobby and Mommy kids. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to move out. Yeah, yeah, move out your parents' basement first. Word. Yep. Let's see them get a job at Google after 75 hours a week to feed their fam. Yeah, that's the shit that people don't get. You know, you go in and you work mad hard. You got all this stuff, and again, it's a privilege that you have, and it's fine. My kids are gonna be privileged, but you can't tell people like how to move, how to do this and that, when it's like, bro, you're not even starting from where the majority of people are. Like, people don't even know how hard it is for a single parent to take care of a household. I mean, imagine this. I've had people that come to codingphase.com, right? That are working a bullshit job, barely getting them by, maybe have 2-3 kids, right? Single parent. On top of that, they still find an hour to 2 hours a day to go through the courses, go through the material, right? And then from there, they find a good job. Now, for somebody, a papi and mommy can be like, yeah, man, I'm not taking an $80,000 job. Shit, I want to make 100 and something. Well, you have options. You could sit down and wait until somebody gives you and calls your number on the lottery ticket. This person here don't have that time. This person here needs to start making money. And if this person could go in from making $17 an hour to then from there making $40 an hour, that's basically 2 times as much she was making on her previous job. And now her lifestyle is much easier. Maybe she could work from home and now see her kids come home from school, be able to cook for them, right? You know, I have, I'm not going to say too much, but I have a neighbor, right? Remember, I moved to this new area here. And it's a rental property. I don't own nothing. I don't want to own shit right now. I'm in, making money phase right now, right? I don't want to deal with properties right now. So I'm in an area where, a lot of homes here are rented. But what's really cool, in a sense, is like, how can I say this? Like, it kind of brought me back to reality of the lifestyle that people have. Like, where I live right now, right, compared to my previous home, my previous home where I used to live is like everybody's retired. So everybody there got money, right? Everybody retired, everybody got money, 2-parent household, one's a nurse, one's a military veteran, that type of lifestyle. That's the neighborhood that I used to live on, right? And everybody got bread, right? That's whoever moves there, it's not their first home. It's like the third home. I'm the only that went into that neighborhood on my first home. All these fucking people, they're already like 3 fucking houses deep. Always remember this. When you go in and you go into some of these neighborhoods, most of the people there, that's not their first home. They bought 1, 2, 3, 4 properties before they get there. I'm the only person that came into that neighborhood. That's my first home. I bought it out, right? But compared to that neighborhood to this neighborhood, everybody here is like a hardworking individual. When you go in and like, I go outside at 12 o'clock, ain't nobody here. Everybody working. My own neighborhood, everybody's fucking walking around, riding their bikes, this and that, right? This is a working class community, okay? And it really, in a sense, has humbled me, right? It has humbled me in the sense of like, it brought me back to how I used to live in New York. Of like the parents get up in the morning, they take the kids to school, everybody goes to work, right? And then the kids don't even get to see the parents until 6, 7 o'clock at night when they come home. It's the same kind of, in a sense, kind of lifestyle that a lot of people here live, right? Where it's like the parents is working, there's a couple of people that I see the trucks, they're like plumbers, they're like, a lot of blue collar work, right? There's cops, there's like fucking 3 fucking sheriff officers in this fucking neighborhood, right? Because it's a working class neighborhood, right? And it really has brought me back of like, this is cool because it brings you to reality. You could live in a bubble and forget about how people live, what's the lifestyle that people have. I'm in a privileged situation. Like, I'm in this neighborhood because I want to. I'm here because I want to be here, right? And I have a lot of privileges. Like, I work from home. I'm fucking making bread every day. I come in, I do a couple of hours of work. I chill with the kids. But all the parents here, all the people here, I observe everything. Everyone working. And working till like fucking 6, 7 o'clock at night. When they come home, they look tired as hell. Right? And sometimes a lot of these people, this papi and mommy kids and all this, they don't live in this fucking world. They have no idea this shit exists. They have no idea this shit exists. Right? They don't know what it is to, hey, I might not see my mom till like 9 o'clock at night. I got to take care of my little brother, my little sister, right? And when my mom comes home, she going to eat a little something, but then she got to go to sleep. The only time I'm going to see her is on the weekend. Really spend some time with her, right? A lot of the people don't live that lifestyle, don't live in that world. But that's the world that most Americans live. So if you are able to go in and take a job that will give you a flexibility to work from home, to make more money, to allow you to move to a bigger neighborhood, to a bigger house or a bigger this and that, it just changes your life. You know what I'm saying? For me, I love it. I feel like I'm back in the hood. It's like, yo, it says here, it's so funny because I be telling the kids, I be like, yo, welcome to the hood, kids. Like, yeah, because they've never look, I'll be honest, bro. Like, the neighborhood that they grew up on, basically, right? The last 5 years, that shit is a poppy and mommy infested neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's there, just in that. Like, you know how fucking crazy it is? In that neighborhood, there used to be a bunch of fucking kids, right? A bunch of kids. And the parents never took them outside to let them play outside. Here, there's a bunch of kids and every little kid's outside. They playing ball. My son now, he wants to ride the bike. He wants to go around the neighborhood. He's like, yo, I'm going to go play basketball. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want for my kids, right? Because sometimes, like, I'm telling you, like, that world, you could be in a bubble in some of these places, right? And again, this property that we live in right now is temporary. We moved here, last minute. I had just sold my house. I needed to get a property quick, right? And on top of that, I just needed something that I could clear my mind, have a good year where I could set up my new business. I could set up my new trading strategies, and I could do everything that I need to do without having to worry about, hey, what house we're going to move to, what building we're going to fucking have. Do we want a pool? Do we not want a pool? Do we want to go in and worry about the school fucking, what's the fucking code for, or the score for the school? Or I didn't want to deal with none of that shit, right? And again, I love this house because it's nice, got good neighbors, everybody here chill, right? It's diverse, you know what I mean? Like, my last neighborhood was just white people there, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with white people. I'm just saying, like, it was just all white. I was like the only fucking Spanish person in there, right? Here, I got everything. I got black people. I got fucking Spanish people. I got some Asian people. I got, white people, of course. they everywhere. They everywhere. You know what I mean? They all over Florida. But here's diverse. I got fucking people from all type of fucking parts of diversity, right? And I love that shit because I feel at home. Here I go outside, boom, boom, got my hat, got my shit, got my hoodie on. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Right? And I feel at home. I'm good. But it's great because now I kind of wanted to do this shit. I wanted the kids to also like experience that of like the difference, right? Of a working neighborhood, right? Compared to the poppy and mommy shit that they used to live on. Where it's like everybody's like this, everybody walks the little fucking strollers, nobody says nothing, and they just go, hi, and they keep it moving. Here, everybody talking, hey, how you doing? How's everything? How's your job? Da, da, da. How's everything going? How's the kids? The kids looking big? You know what I mean? Like, it's a neighborhood. Some of these fucking people that live in this fucking bougie fucking neighborhoods, they don't fucking talk to nobody. They don't. They're walking around like, oh shit, there's a Spanish guy, and you know what I mean? Like, remember when I was in the bank? I'm in there in a fucking $100,000 car. Old lady comes in, knocks on my fucking window. Oh, what are you doing here? I'm in the fucking bank. What am I doing here? I just came to deposit some money. Why are you asking me questions? Who the fuck is you? Like, mind you, it's an old lady. Like, you don't work at the bank. Who the fuck is you asking me what am I doing in the bank? Like, I'm just like doing my live stream, and I'm like, but again, that's the difference. You know what I mean? Here I could be outside, I could do whatever the fuck I want. I haven't bumped into one person asking me, yo, what you doing? What you doing? That shit fucking blows my mind. That's one of the things too. Like, I'm not moving to those type of neighborhoods for my next home. When I move to, that's why I want to move to like probably Georgia or Texas, right? I want to move to a neighborhood that's diverse. I don't want to move to an area where it's just a certain group of people. I want it to be diverse. I want it to be that, I like to have my space. So I want like, 2-3 acres of land where it's like, okay, the next house is like 5 minutes away, right? So it's like, cool. But I still want to move to an area where it's like diverse. So when the kids go to school, they're bumping into everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, like they just getting their swag up. Like right now, you hear my son, he used to sound mad fucking, what was the word? Like, like mad dweeby. You know what I mean? He's getting his sauce. He's like, yeah, I want to get my drip. I'm like, look at that shit. Look how you start getting some sauce. You know what I mean? Like now you outside. And even today, like today we about to go play some ball at the park. Like we didn't even get to play no ball in those fucking places because there's no basketball courts. There's fucking golf. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not doing that shit no more, man. This bougie ass neighborhood for no reason. Like, yeah, there's no basketball court, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. That's one of the things that used to be bugging me out. How you don't got a basketball court here? And it's like, yeah, nah, there's golf, there's fucking pickleball, there's fucking tennis, I'm not playing that shit. You know what I mean? They got a football field, but I'm not playing that shit. Where's the basketball courts at? Oh, man. The says, my cousin paid $10,000 per month to be an international student in Houston. Yeah, it costs a lot of bread to come in and bring people like that. Shout out to everybody in here. By the way, guys, we're also dropping a new interactive JavaScript course on codingphase.com. So it's going to be called JavaScript Basics. If you haven't learned JavaScript, this course is built in a way for you to be able to go in and learn JavaScript very easily. Okay, if you've been struggling with JavaScript, I'm building this interactive course for you. So look out for that. Again, anybody that's watching this right now, guys, come in, check out codingphase.com, right? If you still haven't signed up to Coding Phase, trust me, this is the best thing that you're going to do for yourself. It's not for me, it's for you. Trust me, I ain't build this platform for myself. This is for you guys to come in and take advantage. You get access to all the courses, all the different career paths, all the portfolio template, the ATS proof resume, the job board. Like literally, you could pay $1 a day, or you could go in and pay, 70 cents a day and get the whole yearly subscription. All right. Take advantage. All right. We've been doing this for long enough where you could go in and look at the success stories. There's a lot of people, regular folks just like you and me, that have came through codingphase.com and have found success with what we teach and what we focus on. Okay, shout out to Danny Belfield. He's one of them. Let me see. Danny, I'm going through the trading course intro. You make it easy to understand. Still have a way to go. Yes. Yes. Guys, we also have a trading course. This is for the people that's interested in this. I'm not even trying to push it like that because I know some people, they might not be interested in that. They're focusing on their job. But I could tell you guys right now, like, it's a good skill to have, man. Like, I'll give you an example. This is my cash account. This is the account that I'm using for the course, okay, to show how I grow this account following the same strategies that I'm teaching you guys on inside of the course. And I'll show you guys right now, how it's been going. Like, it's been going really, really good, okay? Staying consistent. And yeah, we started with like $1,000 in December. Now it's around $5,827. Okay. Today we made $198. All right. So you can see it right here. All right. So this is on Webull, right? We had a little couple of, bad days, but it was really because it was just like, there were bad days to trade, right? Regardless. But if you can see here, right, we have way more green than red. So we got, let's say one, two. Well, let's start with January. We're going to start January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So 9 days green, and we only got 4 days of red. And one thing that you're going to notice is that the red days, right, are much lower than our really good green days. Like, like a red day was like $4, -$4. That was a day that I could barely trade. So I just went in, tried to do one little trade and didn't come out. I said, cool, get me out at $4, right? This was another one, $86, right? This one was like $7, $56, right? So this is like the losing days, right? The days that we've been doing pretty good is 94, 224, 1,220, 266, right? This one 198. So it averages out much better than the losing days. It's like what I told you guys. I try to go in and make just 3%. If I make 3% of whatever the account is, that's exactly what I show you guys inside of the course. 3%, right? Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to double the whole portfolio. When you do that, you're going to lose money, right? You go in and you just try to stay consistent. And yeah, in that course, what I do is I go in and I teach you guys how to use the systems that's important, like the tools, TradingView, how to read the charts, how to go in and use my indicator. I give you my indicator to make, your trades. Okay. Now, I'll show you right now what that indicator looks like. And that's like what Daniel was talking about. Give me 1 second. Right. I give you my own screeners, right? So you can see what stocks you should be looking at for the day, and how to do it, right? How to find your own style of trading, how to find like your own time frame to be able to trade. If you're working full time, right? And you might not have time to trade in the morning, there's other opportunities throughout the day. Okay. So I'll show you guys how to do all of that inside of here. So let me show you this one. This was the one that I got into this morning. I did pretty good. I did something stupid earlier in the day. I woke up late, to be honest with you. I went to sleep pretty late last night. I was working on some stuff and I got in late. in the day. Okay, but this was like amazing. This was an amazing stock that went in from like $7-8, right? It was like $6, went all the way to $28. I basically caught it. I caught it here, and for whatever reason, I pressed the wrong button, and I bought in with like 50% of the portfolio. Like it was like $2,500. And then I bought it in, and I'm like, I held it for too long. I could have sold it and would have made like 200 something. Today was supposed to be like a $600-700 day. But because of that one little mistake, because I really thought that this was going to bounce, right? Went up, boom, come back up, and continue going up because I knew it was going to touch at least $28, right? So I didn't get out fast enough, and I let it drop. And what my mistake was that I put a stop loss at 19. My stop loss supposed to be at below the VWAP. So guess what? It never even touched the VWAP. So what I did was once it took me out, I said, okay, let me double up. So I doubled up from 19 and basically sold at 26. I could have held it to 28, but I was like, nah, we already in profit for the day. I was down like 400 already. From here to here, I was down like 400. So from here and up, I made around like $600. But yeah, and basically for the day, we're $200 up. So we basically made our money back. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, man. This is what I do. Now, this is my cash account. This is the account that I use for the course. And I'm showing you guys, as I finish the course, I'm showing you guys like, hey, how this account is growing. By the end of the actual course, I'm gonna go in. I'm thinking about doing this of maybe in February, right? There's 28 days. There should be around 20 trading days on February. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record, do a recap of every single day. I was gonna do it in December. It's hard for me to go in and do YouTube, do the course, do the platform, do trading, and then on top of that, at the end of the night, go in and do a recap of it. Like, it's too much. So I'm trying to see if I could do it for February. February, I could go in, and what I'll do is by February we should have the training course 100% completed, and we should be working on the AI automations career path. And then from there, I will have more time in the nighttime to record a recap of what happened throughout the day and show you guys how we grow the account even more. My goal is to have this cash account probably hit, like $50,000 to $100,000 by the end of the year. And, from what I'm seeing right now on my average, right? My average on this account is around $300 to $400, right? So let me see. We had we have 40. Let me see. So 4,000. No, 4,800. 4,800 divided by how many days we got so far? Let me just see this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 in January. Okay, 13 in January. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 35, in 35 days, right? So 4,800 divided by 35. Okay, the average is like 137, right? There were some days that I didn't trade, and December was horrible. December was like a really bad month. But I think we could average up around $300 to $500, which would be at 251 days of trading for the year. Let's say 300 is going to be 75,000. And if we bring it up to 450, 251 times 450, It's $112,000 on this cash account. So let's see. We're gonna keep you updated on how it goes, but I believe that we could definitely do it. Last year, I did pretty freaking good. My own personal account did amazing, and I think this cash account, we're gonna grow it hopefully to 100,000. And this is something that I want to go in and show you guys, like, hey, this is how you start with something small, just following the levels of, like, hey, I just want to make my 3% for the day. Okay, if you make 3% to 10% a day, you could be profitable and you could do good. There's a lot of opportunities in the freaking stock market and futures. There's a lot of opportunities. It all depends on what you want to do. You want to trade gold, platinum, silver. Silver is killing it right now, but it's up to you. But yeah, it's just stuff that I like to go in and I like to share, right? Like, if I do good with something, I like to go in. I don't like to gatekeep. I'm not one of these people that's like, well, you look at me and be like, well, this guy's making bread. Like, shit, he must be doing really good with development. It's like, bro, development is like a 30%, 40% of like my income. Everything else that brings me really like big money is the fact that I have businesses and the fact that I also do trading. It's not just the job. And this is what I recommend for every single one of you guys. You got to have multiple sources of income, especially in this time, right? You don't want to be that guy that's like, well, I'm just focusing on my job, because when they pull the rug under you, where do you survive from, right? And you don't want to be that guy that be like, well, man, I just lost my job. Now let me go in if I set up my own business. It's like, bro, like, that's a recipe for fucking failure. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I've been seeing people like, they like, now they got laid off and they're like, yeah, now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start building my business, or I'm gonna start trading. It's like, bro, you should have done this shit when you had bread, when you have stability, because it's much easier to do other things when you're stable than when you're going in and you're trying to survive. Again, I try to put you guys on those of you guys that want to learn. You know what I mean? It's shit that has taken me years to learn, and I like to give it back to the people. If you want to learn it, you come into Coding Phase. We give it to you. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in here. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me see. I lived in Texas for a while. The only diversity in different shades of blondes. Is the membership included with the Coding Phase membership Diamond? Yes, the Diamond membership. How can I get an email developer job? Very simple. You need to be able to work the hours here in the United States. If you're living here in the US, you need to learn HTML, CSS, how to build responsive emails, how to work with different systems like Klaviyo, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, right? How to build landing pages, how to work with Google Analytics, how to work with Facebook, TikTok pixels, how to work with UTM tags. Like, those are the things that you got to learn. Okay. Shout out to everybody in here, guys. Like I said, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to get back to work. I got a lot of stuff that I got to work on today. And yeah, man, I'm going to see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Take care. Peace.